what happened. See, you see the way Very Dark Black Man was vibrating. Dude was crying. I had to cut off, those parts. It was long. I didn't want the video to be too long, so I cut off the part. He was literally tearing up. That is what Nigeria does to your mental health. When you're passionate about Nigeria, that is what it does to your mental health. It hurts. When we see people that truly love Nigerians, we know. I know how much I spent in the hospital this past from upper week and last week. I know how much I spent on medical bills. You don't want to know. Due to accumulated stress from the drain, Nigeria will drain you. Nigeria matter, it will drain your mental health. And then I'm stressed out because I'm reacting to noise here. So the accumulated stress gathered and hit me hard. Charlie, that is how exactly Nigeria deal with you if you truly care about Nigeria. Go and tell Very Dark Black Man now that he also wants to gather views. That's why he's vibrating. Very Dark Black Man, take it easy. Nigeria no finish you. The way he finished me. Nigeria finished me, Charlie. The way I broke, the way I make broke right now. In fact, please, my lovers, it's not by force. So if you truly want to show some love via Momo, I will really appreciate it because I am very broke right now. So the Momo number is right there on the screen. The name is Emanuela Chilaka Iberechi. Okay. So thank you for your support. Then again, if you are my subscriber or my viewer, and when you're watching my videos and that ad pops up and you click on skip, the ads that are supposed to give me money, revenues on YouTube, you are skipping it, you're not watching it, so it's not counting. So when next the ad pops up on your screen, just remember that, okay, for the sake of I love Ohema, but now let me leave this to play. So just allow it. You can start doing something, even if it's a long ad, let it play till the end, then you continue. Don't skip the ads. That is also part of the way you can support my channel. Thank you very much, guys. So today is Sunday, and from the last time I talked about the school resumption thing, that I was talking about how the right questions to ask your kids to make, to have more conversations with them instead of the usual, how was your day at school? A lot of people came to my WhatsApp to tell me how much they appreciated it, the stuff they learned from the video, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Then I'll have to be taking it upon myself to bring in some parenting tips every week, every new week. Okay, I'll try to chip in parenting tips. It's part of my favorite topics to talk about. Like, I love talking about parenting. It's my passion. So guys, today, Ghana parents, Nigerian parents, African parents, every parent gather here. Watch this video to the end, please, and make sure after watching this video, you share it to your audience. Okay? This is, take it like the gospel according to Ohema. So spread the word, alright? We have to do better. We really have a lot to do as parents, because when we see these things happening out there, you find out that a lot of parents have failed. They failed as parents. That's why most of these kids, most of these ladies, most of these men turn out the way they turned out. Because a lot of men who are well loved as babies growing up don't think of harming anybody. Their hearts are full of love. They are passionate. They are kind-hearted. So before someone will think of lying to you or harming you or buying you or cutting off your eyes, your body, or stabbing you to buy, it shows so much lack of love growing up. Those things are childhood traumas hitting hard right there. So I wanted to use a particular channel strictly for parenting tips and parenting coaching. It's part of my favorites. And then I want to use the channel to talk about relationship matters and sexual matters. So when I'm ready, I'll also let you guys know, so you will subscribe to my channel. So if probably God touches you as well and you would like to give to Hema a laptop or a phone, I would really appreciate it. And no, please, I don't want iPhone. All right, the iPhone, my iPhone 12 Pro Max that gave me heartbreak, made me to have phobia for iPhones. So I don't want an iPhone. The phone I want is Oppo Reno 12 Pro. So if God touches your heart and you would want to gift me the phone, thank you in advance. If you want to gift me a good laptop, thank you in advance. If you want to gift me items to make my YouTube channel to get better, thank you in advance. So let's get back to business. How do you show love to your kids? Is it by buying them presents? Is it by taking them out? Is it by buying them ice cream? Is it by buying them the latest shoes and clothes? Is it by traveling with them every Christmas or festive period? Or when there is Santa, you take them to see Santa? What's your love language? When, as a parent, please let me know in the comment section. Now, let me tell you something. I came across this post on social media and it hit me. I said, no, I'm going to really talk about this because a lot of people are not getting it right. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your kids weren't super parents. It doesn't matter if they are 5, if they are 15, if they are 25, if they are 30. It doesn't matter. They need to have a sober parent. Now, a lot of parents stop giving their kids attention when they get to a certain age. A lot of parents, especially people that have more than one kid, the minute the second one comes, all road leads to the new baby. The first baby becomes an adult overnight. Because take for instance, someone love bombs you. A lot of parents are guilty about this. Someone love bombs you. You meet someone right now and they are all over you. They love you so much. They show you all the love. Oh, they'll give you early moment text, good night text. They call you. They tell you all the sweet things in the world. In fact, you spend 10 hours a day talking with them on the phone and stuff like that. And then you get used to that lovey-dovey attention you're getting. They buy you gifts. They send you money. They take you out. You want to go on vacation. They sponsor it or go with you and all that. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it stops. How would you feel? Especially as a married person, the married couple right now, I'm talking to you. How would you feel if your husband all of a sudden stops doing those things that he used to do when you started together, when the love was shaking both of you? How do you feel when it stops? You feel hurt, right? You feel bad, you cry, complain, maybe you nag, maybe you throw tantrums, maybe you start looking for the attention or affection elsewhere, right? Now, put yourself in the shoes of your first baby. This is if you have a second one. Your first baby, you have the baby, you're all over the moon. Oh my goodness, you finish them with all the love in this world, gives the attention, the affection. In fact, nothing else mattered, right? That minute, nothing else matters in this world. In fact, if anybody wants to joke with you, proud or your baby matter, you buy person. Me, right now, anybody won't buy quick, make it touch my kids. So yeah, but the difference is my 2 kids get equal attention, equal affection, equal love from me. Equal discipline. I'm gonna get to that. So back to what I was saying. you're all over the mall with this baby. He or she gets used to it as an infant. Oh my goodness, this house. Oh, inside the baby's mind, he or she is thanking God for bringing him or her into your family as your child. He would want to be your baby again in the next world. And then boom, you're pregnant for the second baby. Some people don't practice spacing, as a matter of fact. I practice spacing, 4 years spacing with my kids. I made sure my baby girl enjoyed all the love and affection, and I made sure she was ready to share all that with someone else before I had my second. That is the difference. Now, in fact, as a matter of fact, she was the one who started requesting for a sibling. Now, when your baby on her own or his own starts requesting for a baby, you know they are ready. So you now make sure that you get them ready for the new person coming to share their affection and attention with them. We will also get to that. So boom, you're pregnant and the new baby is here. And oh, of course, majority of the time, the first baby is always excited to have a baby, depending on, to have a baby sister or a baby brother, depending on the attention, affection you show him or her, you know, while they are the only one. Now, they're so excited to have a sibling, and all of a sudden, you take away their affection, their attention. You don't care anymore. Your whole attention, you divert it to the next baby. No more I love you, no more telling them I love you, no more kissing their foreheads, no more giving them the random hugs that they like, no more paying attention, no more asking them how they're feeling, no more, you know. You buy new things for the new baby, plenty shopping crap for the new baby. Maybe to them, they can't even remember the last time you got them ice cream. All of a sudden, to you, they should be independent. You might not do this not because you hate them, no, but because you're not well informed. You feel you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing to pamper the new baby, but you're doing the wrong thing to stop pampering the first baby. Now, this is the genesis of siblings rivalry in families. We'll get there too. You know, sometimes they will crave your attention, you push them away, you're always busy with the new baby. Sometimes too, after they have maybe started crawling, or after they've started walking or started talking, let's say they are 2 or 3 years old, you now feel they don't need to be pampered again or kisses and stuff like that. And the next thing you're going to hear is, oh, this my child is a handful. Oh, this my baby is stubborn. This my baby is this one. You know, they hear word. This one, anything. You could beat them. You think say you for your mind. You are being an African parent. Any small thing, you boy. And for your mind. Meanwhile, that tantrum, that's disobedience, that rebelliousness is just that child trying to pass a message to you that they still need you like they used to have you. They still need your attention, they still need your affection, they still need your love like they used to have it. Why did you stop? That is the inner child in them screaming, Mommy, Daddy, why did you stop loving me? You tell them to do something, they do the opposite. Tell them to stop something, they will not. You beat them. You say, oh, they are stubborn. You are beating them, you are flogging, you are spanking, this, that. Because you're not listening. They feel the only way to get your attention is by doing something you don't like too. So getting you upset gives them small attention. Probably the only time they get attention from you is when they do something wrong. When they're doing something right, you don't send them. Now, as a parent, always understand your child will always need you. You don't stop showing the love after infancy. You don't stop showing the love after they've gone past being toddlers. You don't stop showing the love, oh, she's in primary 5 now, so you don't really care. Oh, she's in primary 6 now, so she can do everything, take care of herself, and you're busy. They always need you. Even as an adult, they will always need you. So now, ask yourself, when your child grows up, what kind of parent would they want to be like? Would they want to be like you, or would they want to be like nothing like you? If you ask yourself this question, you're going to have a sober reflection if you're doing the right thing or not. Personally, I am being the parent I never had to my kids. My mom was always busy with church. As a matter of fact, the first time I saw my period, it was a neighbor that I talked to. It was a neighbor that taught me how to use pad. Because I freaked out seeing the blood. Nobody prepared me for puberty. Nobody prepared me for those things. So when I saw the blood, I freaked out. But now, I didn't go to my mom. Where was she? She went to church. Secondly, I was also scared because she was churchy, judgmental, and all that. I trusted my neighbor who taught me, Auntie Cecilia. I would never forget that woman. You see, 41 years, 30 something years later, I'm still remembering what she did for me as a child. She taught me what menstruation meant. She gave me some closure, not to freak out. She made me understand I'm going to see this every month. And she made me also understand never to let boys touch me, never to have sex at underage, and that I'll get pregnant and all that. She bought pad. The first pad I ever used, she bought it. And she taught me how to use sanitary pad. You see, where was my mother? She went to church. And even if she was at home, I didn't trust her. I didn't feel free to tell her what was going on with me. See where a lot of people get it wrong. When all you do is judge your kids, when all you do is discipline them, tell them words that they are not supposed to hear, there are words that you tell your children that create so much pain, but they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to tell you. They are vulnerable, they are helpless because you are the bigger person, so they can't defend themselves, they can't beat you back. The reason you beat children easily is because they can't beat you back, right? Because if it's your fellow adult, you will not try it. Some mistakes, you let it slide with adults. But when it comes to your kids, you are fast to be disciplinarian. Oshe, disciplinarian. But when it comes to your fellow adults, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, you let a lot of mistakes slide. You won't hit them. Why do you hit your child? A child fails a question, you spank him or her. An adult fails the exam. Maybe in university, they write it again as carryover. Nobody spanks them. You as an adult, you go for interviews and you fail the interview. What do? You try again. You keep trying till you pass one and get a job. Nobody beats you or disciplines you for failing an interview. But it's very okay to you to quickly hit your child for not getting a question right, for failing an exam, for failing a subject, maybe an assignment, for failing an assignment. You are very quick to beat them up. You're very quick to tell them or compare them and all that. We can do better. Play your roles. If a child is not understanding something, it is your duty as a parent to talk to the teacher. Maybe there's a way they are doing it that the child is not understanding. You also, as a parent in the house, you try that question that your child failed in class, you try to teach them all over again properly, this time around in a way they will understand it, with a different digit or something, a different pattern. Set the question with love, not with cane, not with spanking, not with belt, not with koboko, with love. You give them examples. You bring yourself down to their level and speak the language they understand. Trust me, your child will answer that question correctly next time they see it, they come across it. If you feel that the school, they are not picking up fast, you employ probably maybe private tutors for them. And also monitor how it's going. When I got to Ghana, during that holiday, the first thing I did, immediately I found out that this is the school my kids are going to be attending. I registered them in the summer classes, the vacation classes, and then I picked the teacher that my spirit loved at a glance. I picked her, I approached her, I talked to her about taking my kids on private classes at home, pending school resumption. We discussed price and we arrived at a perfect amount that was comfortable for us both, and we started. I'm not bragging, but it's also a bragging right. She personally tells me that, Charlie, your kids there, how do you do it? Me, madam, I'm learning a lot from you. She's not married yet. Now she's already learning from me certain things about parenting that she is not even used to, even as a teacher. I hear her talk about my kids and talk about other kids, kind of not like comparing, judging or something, but giving instances. And deep inside me, she doesn't know how proud I am. When it comes to parenting, leave it for Hema. I didn't come to this life to be anybody's wife. I came to this life to be a mom. There's a difference. So I put in my all. I'm intentional about parenting. And you can't compare my kids. I'm not, it's a bragging right. Everywhere you go, any school my kids have ever attended, from Nigeria to Benin Republic, they stand out. You want to know the secret? Love. I don't just tell them I love them. I show them that I love them. They know that I love them. That is why I communicate, they listen. Because they know that I love them. They don't have any doubt whatsoever. If I still love them or if I love them, my kids and stubbornness can't be in the same sentence. You know why? Because they believe, they know that they are loved by mommy. They are so emotionally intelligent. You know why? Because we interact. Because I have time for them. I'm very busy. I multitask. I multitask as a parent. And the reason I multitask is because I don't want anything to suffer for another. I don't want my kids to suffer for my job's sake. I don't want my job to suffer because I'm parenting and stuff like that. So I try to balance it up. They didn't ask to be born. So you don't have any excuse whatsoever. No matter how much you think you're making, if you are not making out time to bond with your kids, when they grow, you're going to wish You're not wealthy, but you have your kids with you. A lot of kids grow up and they don't even visit home. They just send you money, send you anything you need. But to see you, is a huge. In fact, before you go use eye see them. A lot of parents today are suffering it because of the foundation they laid when the kids were younger. That's why you see most people, they send their parents to uh, adult homes, be old people home and pay. That's what you were doing when they were babies. You were not having time for them. You were just sending money for their school fees, buying them gifts. You were never there for them. You don't listen when they talk. You don't know what they feel. You don't care about their feelings. You just provide. So when they become independent, they stay away from you as far as much and provide for you. Now that is the time you would need that bond, you will need that friendship, you will need that relationship, and you will not get it. All you will get is money. In fact, as a matter of fact, you would now be begging them, I don't want money, it's you that I want. You are the one I want to see, you are the one I want to spend time with. A lot of Nigerian parents are in this shoe, they are suffering it. So ask yourself, when you are old, what will be your relationship with your children? Even when they have their own families, will they still have time for you? Will they still feel you love them? Will they still feel love for you? Will they still prioritize you? Or will they just provide for you and stay away from you? My mother, right now, would do anything in this life just to spend one day with me. In fact, when she happens to get a call from me, when she happens to have the opportunity to talk with me on the phone, she does Thanksgiving. At a time, she told me, I don't want money again. I don't want gifts. I don't want foodstuffs. I want you. Come and visit. Come and visit. So bring my grandchildren, or let me spend time with them, or this and that and that. But do I have such plans? The answer is no. I don't hate her. I love her. But it's a different kind of love than the one she wants now. Because that was the love I wanted, I didn't get it. She was going to church. She was always going to church. I turned out rebellious because I was craving love and affection and attention. I was craving to be heard. Nobody was listening to me. You see, they turned me stubborn. But deep down inside that stubborn child was a girl craving the attention she got as a baby that stopped coming. Why did the attention stop coming? There was no clarity. Nobody was giving answers. So she was judgy and judgmental. This is me being real. I'm not saying it's because, oh, my mom is a bad person. No, she's a wonderful woman. She believes if the trumpet blows right now, she's going to go to heaven. That's her priority, not me. You see the difference? To do anything to please the church, even if it means abandoning you as her child when you need her most. But she doesn't know it's wrong. She's doing the right thing. Heaven is the goal. Hallelujah. And then this is me that doesn't even go to church. Yes, I don't go to church. But I'm raising the best, positively, morally behaved children. The kindest children. The most intelligent children. You know why? because I'm not trying to be like my mother. I'm not trying to be that kind of parent. This is not being judgmental. This is me being a realist. As a parenting coach, I am using myself as a case study to you parents who think that heaven is the goal, your children are not goals. Those of you who think your jobs are goals, making money are goals, is goal, your job is goal, making money is goal, your business is the goal, your children are not goal. I'm using myself as a case study. I can go 6 months without calling my mom on the phone and I don't miss it. What does that tell you? We are 7, oh, we are 7. I'm the last born. Those 7, oh, they are always calling her, but it's not enough for her. She still craves my own call. Those 7 visit home as in fact, she sees them more than she sees me. She sees them every now and then. They go home, they spend time with their children at home and all that. But she still craves my presence. I don't miss it. I'll tell you why. When you think your child has stopped needing you as a parent, you think, oh, they can take care of themselves now, so you don't need to play your role. You're wrong. Your child will always need you, even when they become adults. Don't be like my mommy. Now, let me share a personal story with you guys so that you will understand better the dangers of not being an intentional parent, the dangers of or the disadvantages of not prioritizing your kids' feelings, the dangers of prioritizing what will people say against how does my child feel. When I had my daughter, I did omugwo by myself. I don't know what Ghanaians call it, but omugwo is, when a woman has a new baby and the mother, or maybe the mother-in-law, or maybe the auntie, or a mom would come to take care of the new mom and the new baby. That stuff. I don't know, what do you call it in Ghana? Please let me know in the comment section, guys. So, when I had my daughter, my dad, God bless his soul, the only man I miss in this world, my dad was hospitalized back then in 2015. He had a hole in the heart, so he was in the hospital for a very long time. Yes, so, and my mom was taking care of him in the hospital. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, my dad, from his sick bed, was always checking on me. He was always calling me on phone, asking me how I'm feeling, knowing it's my first experience, right? My mom was not doing that. You know why? Her reason is because I was not married and I was pregnant out of wedlock. It's against her church. Even though she knew the circumstances surrounding me having a baby out of wedlock. Now, when I had my multinodular goiter surgery, I was told I was not going to be a mom. My medical report said my chances of being a mom was very thin, nearly impossible. My gynae actually suggested I should adopt a baby and maybe adopt a newborn and nurse to adulthood or stuff like that. But I lost a serious relationship then because of that medical report. It was a serious relationship that was supposed to even lead to marriage per se, and when I got the result, I confided in my supposed man, and he started acting up instead, and I left the relationship, and then I said bye-bye to marriage. So I had to do IVF, and God so kind, I became pregnant with my daughter. The most important thing in my life, being a mom. Have you ever wondered when someone tells you you're not going to see anymore, like you are blind now, you can't even see anything, and then there's a miracle, like something, there's an alternative means you can see, and once again you can actually see. Would you ever joke with your sight? Would you ever joke with your eyes? Would you ever want to do anything to make anything come close to your eye to take you back to blind? So that's exactly how it felt. I was all over the moon. In fact, I needed the pregnancy to mature before I even told anyone. And when I realized I had passed the first trimester successfully, no miscarriage, hallelujah. So I had to tell my parents, So my dad was grateful. He was super happy. He was like, they will say, see the difference now. My dad's reasoning, he was excited. He was happy for me. He was like, thank God. They will say she has used her womb for ritual to do music. They will say, oh, your daughter is barren, this one, that one. So he was rather grateful to God for making my IVF to be positive. My mom, on the other hand, was rather upset that I was not married and I was pregnant. Meanwhile, she is the more churchy one. Oh, you see the difference between why I always have a thing against all these plenty churchy over religious people. She's not grateful to God for the miracle. She's rather upset that I've gone against her church. Anyway, so my dad was always asking after me on the phone. He would call. That time I relocated to Abuja. I was always talking to my dad. He became the closest buddy. My dad was my super fan. The most supportive parent was my dad. My dad would rap my songs in my album. My dad would sing all of it and rap them for you. You see, remember the day I was sharing my album, the man dancing on stage with me, that was my dad. That's how supportive he was. Meanwhile, growing up, we were cat and dog. I was stubborn, according to them, but that was me being rebellious. That was me craving the same love and affection I got as a baby that stopped. So along the line, he realized his own mistakes and made things up to me. And I'm glad he did before he died. But my mom, on the other hand, felt heaven is the goal. So, anyway, so my dad was always checking up on me, sounding so strong. My dad is the most considerate human being I've known when it comes to my feelings. If my dad knows that this news is going to break me, he will keep it away from me. My dad thinks of how this news would make me feel before he breaks it to me, before he figures out how best to break the news to me so that it doesn't break me. That's my dad. Every other person doesn't care. Every other person, oh, she's a strong woman, she can't take care of that. They go hit you, traumatize you, drain you with the news. They don't care how it affects you. They don't care how you're feeling, how you're doing. As long as you're a strong babe, they add trauma dump on you. They add to your problems. They reach out when they need you. They don't care how are you coping, how are you feeling. As an empath, I was drained by family, friends, supposed friends anyway. Even strangers, because I was everybody's go-to person. I was always there for everybody. But my dad was there for me. In all honesty, because so many people have been there for me for one reason or the other. I appreciate it. But my dad was there for me unconditionally before he passed. From hospital bed, my dad was reaching out, asking me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, pregnancy signs, sounding strong. Meanwhile, I didn't know he was dying. I would talk to my dad every day on the phone. Jeez, we laugh. I didn't know the level of I didn't know how deep, how serious his illness was. So during that 2015 Boko Haram bombing, Buhari was doing everything to destabilize Jonathan just to become president. Abuja was hot. There was bomb everywhere. In fact, my office, not far from my office, the plaza they bombed. The day they bombed the plaza was the day I decided I was leaving Abuja. That was how I left Abuja to Asaba before election crowd, because I know fish out. But nobody knew the election was gonna come out, you know, peaceful, thanks to Goodluck Jonathan, one of the best Nigeria has ever had. So on my way moving to Asaba, I sent money to one of my former friends then. She helped me get a house in Asaba. I moved. So when I was going to Asaba from Abuja, I had to book my flight from Abuja to Owerri, Imo State, so I could see my dad before heading to Asaba at the hospital. So I landed Owerri. I didn't tell him I was coming. I landed Owerri Airport. Then I had to charter a private cab, an airport cab from Owerri Airport to Asaba. But then I had to arrange with the driver. I said, look, my dad is sick, so I want to pass through his hospital to see him first inside town in Owerri before we start heading to Asaba, right? So how much? We agreed on the price, we're good. So we embarked on that trip. I went to the hospital. Getting to the hospital, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe my eyes. My dad used to be very chubby, like not fat, but chubby, healthy, soldier. Very cute man. Getting to the hospital, I saw a very lean man. My dad had lost almost all his weight. He was so lean. But when I was talking to him on phone, he was still standing like that soldier, like making me feel okay, that everything is okay. You just look after yourself. I'm here, I'm good. So I, decided to be strong. I didn't want him to feel, so he was excited to see me. We spent hours, talking, gisting and all that. He touched my tummy, he blessed it, he prayed for me. Then it was he was rather telling me to start going so that I won't, because Anambra State wasn't that safe, so I needed to pass there before it gets to evening. So he said I should. You see, he was concerned about my safety. So we left. Immediately I stepped into the car from the hospital. Guys, I cried till I got to Asaba. From Owerri to Asaba, because of the traffic and all that, it took us about 3-4 hours trip. Guys, I cried. Because I couldn't believe my dad was that sick and he was still looking out for me, sounding all strong just to make me feel relaxed. The driver was so kind. He was consoling me. He was, when he even dropped me, he took my number. He was always calling to check on me and ask of my dad. The day he called after my dad had passed to ask of my dad, and I told him my dad had passed. He wept. Sorry guys, don't mind me. I miss him. I miss my dad so much. There's a kind of love and respect you would get from your father. You set your standards with it. And you'll be like, if this is not like this, I'm not doing. You know that kind of a thing, like you say, if this food is not tasting like this, I'm not eating. There's a way your mom's meal will be so delicious. Any other food you eat at anywhere, you will not taste nice, right? That's how my dad's love and support and respect. But to me, my father was a good man. May God continue to rest his soul. It's 9 years now, but it still feels like 9 hours. So whenever I talk about him, I get emotional. Anyway, guys, this is Abuna. Abuna. Oh yeah. Mhm. Get hold of yourself. This is serious business. The reason I'm telling you guys my story is not for pity or anything. I'm just giving you a real instance so that if you are a parent and you're not getting it right, it's not late to turn things around and make it up to your child and change the narrative. Okay? So now back to the G. So all this while, my dad was always calling. My mom was not checking on me. When I was pregnant, when I moved to Asaba, a new environment I've not been to before, my dad was concerned from hospital birth. My mom was taking care of him, of course. So I wasn't really expecting the Omogwa thing from her, knowing fully well that she's with him at the hospital. So I wasn't expecting that. I already made up my mind that, oh, I got this. So I will rugged them, So March 21st, I put to birth. I had my daughter. So it was, my daughter was the most famous baby that time. When my Facebook was super active, she was the most famous baby on Facebook. In fact, during when I was pregnant, Kamsi was already famous. So when I put to birth, you're not going to believe it. A lot of people traveled from different countries, different states to come and visit Kamsi, to come and buy gifts. I had a room filled with diapers I was giving out because she was using only angel diapers. So, but you can't tell people what to bring for your baby. So when they bring these things, I would just give them out. So a lot of gifts, money, credit alerts, strangers loved my baby so much. The excitement people were feeling on my behalf was out of this world. I wasn't getting it from my mommy. I wasn't getting that excitement. I wasn't getting that care, concern from my mom, no. My dad was rather doing Omogo for me from his sick bed. Whenever it was time for my baby's immunization, my daddy would be the one to wake me up with a call. My daddy would tell me, okay, do this, do that, don't give her this, don't do this, don't do that. From hospital bed, as sick as he was. How is she feeling? Is she running temperature? Do you have paracetamol syrup? My dad was doing this. My mom never cared. Now, the day that I really got heartbroken was when we were having the conversation. My mom said that even if my dad was not hospitalized, even if she was free, that she wouldn't have come for my amogo. That do I want the bishop to send her out of CWO? CWO is Christian Women Organization. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable, right? I couldn't believe it. My dad told me, don't mind her. Once I'm out of this hospital, I'm coming straight to Asaba to do Omogo for you. Don't even bother yourself. Now that gave me, that's kind of healed the pain. But did the pain go away? No. It didn't go away. The trauma still, that is part of the reasons why right now I can stay 10 years without seeing her and I don't miss her. You know why? Because, okay, I'm a mom. I've seen how passionate, I've seen how adorable my baby was. I saw how much how far I could go to protect my baby. I saw how much I would, sacrifice to make sure my baby was safe, make sure my baby was protected, to make sure I provided for my baby, to make sure no harm comes to my baby, to make sure I don't hurt my baby, And then I asked, why didn't I feel the same thing? And then the inner child in me wept and concluded, Mommy never loved me. But to her, she loved me. She was doing the right thing. Heaven is the goal. And it had not stopped. It keeps growing. My love for my kids keeps growing. It keeps increasing day by day. Nothing has changed it. Even when they are kids, they try to be kids. It didn't stop me from loving them. I rather found myself making them understand it the better way why they should act right, and see them acting right. I see parents tell your kid to sit down, they will be running up and down in public, and you'll be shouting in public. I don't need to repeat myself when I tell my kids to sit down. They sit down. And no, it's not because I'm Biafran warlord. My weapon is love. They know you love them. They know you want the best for them. So when you tell them to sit down, they understand that it's necessary. It's the right thing to do. For mommy to tell me to sit down, then that means I should sit down. Really, it's important I sit down right now, so that I don't hurt mommy's feelings. Because mommy is always paying attention to their own feelings. Have you seen the difference, honey? Now, when you say sit down and they keep jumping all over, trying to piss you off, that is them paying you back in your own coin. Okay, if you say they should sit down, that means sitting down is important to this woman right now. I don't have to sit down. If I sit down now, she will be happy. So let me also make her upset. They disobey. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so guys, enough of my stories. So my point with all this, why I use myself to give example, is that let it not be as if, it's one thing she's just talking about, general thing. I'm using myself. I decided to turn a parenting coach because I decided not to be the kind of mother my mother was. So whatever you are doing, your kids are paying attention. All right? They are paying attention. They either want to be like you, or they don't want to be like you. So whichever one you decide, think about it today and make a better decision. Would your kids want to be like you when they become parents? Or would they want to be nothing like you when they become parents? Answer yourself and do better. A child counselor shared some things that her young clients had to say during their sessions. This is one of the saddest and most eye-opening things I've seen in a long time, guys. A reminder to be in the now. Let's hear these children. I wish I was as important as their phone. A 6-year-old complained. The parents don't have time for her. They are always with their phones. They are always protecting their phone. You know, when you don't want water to touch your phone, you don't want your phone to break, you don't want your phone to fall, you don't want anything to happen to your phone, but you don't get the same attention. Your kids don't get the same priority from you. Like, they don't feel that important. Ask yourself, if you're that kind of parent, please change. If I ran away, my parents wouldn't know. They don't say good night anymore. I don't know, a couple of people have had a thing where they know I hate inconsistency. And that is the reason why I can fail at anything. I'm not perfect, of course, but you see, when it comes to consistency with my children, I'm never going to fail on that. I've taken it upon myself to make sure that I keep my emotions, my feelings, my friendship, my bond with them consistent. It's been like that since 2015 that I became a parent. Okay? I have 2 kids now, and it's still like that. They are not seeing any difference in their feelings. They are not seeing any difference in they are not seeing some kind of, maybe she has stopped kissing us, she has stopped telling us good night, she has stopped hugging us, she has stopped telling us I love you. And no, there's nothing like that. They are consistent, and they're going to set their own boundaries too with that. My mom and my dad never fought before us for one day. My dad never hit my mom for one day in our presence. In fact, for all the years from childhood to growing up, they were having their showers together. They might have their misunderstandings. We never experienced it. We never saw it. I'm the last. We never saw it. They made sure to still keep that appearance before us. That consistency was there till my father died. We didn't hear any day that my mom said he hit her. He never shouted at her before us. So that made me set standards. Relationship, whoever I want to do anything with. If you're not bringing respect, like my dad respected my mom, if you're not bringing consistency, like my dad did with my mom, if you're not bringing no abuse kind of relationship, like my dad did with my mom, I'm not doing. The speed I go take disappear self if I see changes cry, it go shock you. You will just be asking yourself, did she even love me before? Do you see the difference? When I was saying I unlearned a lot of things, I relearned, this is it. I had to unlearn my mom's kind of parenting and not see it as normal, and relearned. I made researches, I read a lot of books. I used to have a child blog, Kamsi's blog, but then I've left the website. And with time I'm going to create it again. I'm not just website this time. I'm going to use a YouTube channel for parenting, strictly parenting. You see, this is me not trying to be like my mom. And then there would also be somebody else that would want to be like their mom, thinking is normal, thinking is right. Because they've been so brainwashed and manipulated to believe that the church, or what people will say, or heaven, they are more important than your child's feelings, than your child's emotions, than your child's welfare. And then they have kids and they keep recycling it. The cycle goes on and on. So it's very important you pay attention. Your kids are paying attention. They are paying attention. So don't think they are not. So if you're not getting it right, it's not too late to turn things around. Make it up to them, apologize to them, and start getting it better, so that they will have reasons to forgive you and forget what you've done before and focus on the now and future. You'll be the one to enjoy it when you grow. So this one, the child complained that they've stopped saying goodnight, so they don't care if she's there or she's not. So if she jumps through the window, as this is a 6-year-old, if she jumps through the window or runs away, they will not know, because they've stopped coming to kiss her goodnight like they used to do when she was a baby, when she was an infant. You see what I was trying to say? This one said, I feel like a bad kid when I make a mistake. Usually because my parents think I did it on purpose. 7-year-old. Children are wired to be children. It is your duty as the adult to always try to go down to their level and explain things better to them. Understand why they do certain things they do. Don't expect a child to have much sense as an adult. It is your duty as an adult not to project your insecurities in your child. So when a child makes a mistake, don't judge them, don't buy them for it. Don't condemn them, don't pierce arrows in their hearts with your words. Correct them with love. Don't beat them as a correction all the time so that they will not just be scared and not understanding this is wrong. They will just keep away from it because they don't want you to beat them. Trust me, when they have opportunity to do it and you're not there to see it, they go haywire. But when you make them understand it is the wrong thing to do, this is the right thing to do. When you are there, when you're not there, they do it right. Knowing that, oh, this is wrong. When another child is doing it, instead of getting influenced crowd, they would rather tell that child, this is not good. Oh. My mommy said this is it. Don't do it. But when you are not watching and you're always correcting with spanking or hate words or curse words or beating and comparing, when you're not there, they see opportunities, they go do to the fullest because you're not there to see. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so this one says, my mom says in a minute, and it takes and hours go by. This is why I yell and demand. She forgets me. You see, when your child feels like you don't remember her or him, you are in trouble. Now she yell and demand because she feels you don't remember her. She's upset, and the only way to show it is to make that demand and shout, yell. Where did she learn it from? That's her being rebellious. It's not supposed to be so. My kids can't yell when they want to ask for something. No, hell no, it's not possible. If they want to make a demand, it's the sweetest thing in this world. In fact, they have my Momo button. Even though I know when not to always give in, but of course, if it's the necessary thing, I do it. They know how to ask nicely because they know that mommy doesn't forget when it comes to us. My kids can't come and yell when making a demand. My kids can never feel that I've forgotten them for anything. If maybe I am supposed to do something with them or for them and I'm delaying, or maybe I'm still doing something, you'll see either my son or my daughter will come. Excuse me, mom, you said you would do this, to do this, to do this. Remember, and you see me apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Okay, I'm going to do it now. Or I will pause what I'm doing. If it is something I can pause, I'll pause it and attend to that thing, that minute, and continue. My kids know their priorities, my priorities, so they can't ever think I forget them. You too can do that. This one said, I love my mom and dad. Even when they yell at me, I always love them. I wish I knew that they loved me as much as I love them. A 10-year-old. The minute you make your child feel like they are not sure if you love them or not, trust me, when they grow, you're going to lose them. Not to death, but they're going to be so distant, they're going to stay away from you. You wish you didn't have you will feel like, it will feel like you didn't have a child. Don't make that mistake. Always reassure them you love them. Or you talk to your adults, your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband, and you say, I love you too. But then when it comes to telling your kids, is hard, eh? You can tell an adult, they can hear you on the phone telling your partner, I love you, but you can't say it to them. Please, we can do better. My parents are always busy on their phone. Why am I here? Makes me want to leave. A 9-year-old. Now, we all know in Igbo land, we hear, oh, he has committed suicide. She has committed suicide. She did this, she did that. This is it. You make them feel like they are not important. You make them feel like you don't need them around you. You're always on your phone. Doing what? You're always chatting. You're always making calls. You're always playing. You're always watching something. But you don't have time for them. Now, this is a child. Your child is feeling like, why am I here? Nobody wants me. Nobody has my time. No, let me just go. So either they run away or they commit suicide. Don't be that parent. Don't let your phone be more important than your child. I don't care if that's where you're making your money. I make all my money from the phone. My phone is my office. Internet, online marketing and stuff, that's where I work. That's where I work. But there's never a time my kids feel like the phone is more important. You can balance it. My dog gets more attention. Dad said it's because the dog can't talk. So I stopped talking. 7 years old. 7-year-old. Look at that. The dog gets more attention than the child. And the child complained. The parent said it's because the dog can't talk. So what did she or he do? He decided to stop talking just to see if they can get the same attention as the dog. Are you understanding the dangers of your negligence when it comes to paying attention and giving your kids affection? Telling me that you are disappointed in me kills me. I didn't do what I did to hurt you. I was just learning. 13-year-old, a teenager. That is the time they need even more time, more attention, more focus from you. And then when they make a mistake, you judge them harshly, you compare them, you tell them all those words you can't take back. It's sinking. Those words are sinking inside their hearts, inside their brains. Mind what you say to your kid when you're upset. Mind what you say to your child when they make mistakes. Please, as parents, it's important. Children never forget. My mom is too busy, she says, but she texts her friends all day. Why not tell me the truth? She's just avoiding me. 9-year-old. You see the impression she has. Because they see you talk to your friends, you text you, but you're too busy to have her time. Please, we can do better. So guys, let me even stop here because this video is too long already. Please, parents, today is Sunday. Take it upon yourself to spare minimum of 2 hours every day to spend with your child. Oh yes, be it a teenager, be it an adult, be it a toddler. Give yourself the assignment that every day out of your 24 hours you are so busy, bring out 2 hours for your child. Do something together, play together, gist together. If they are teenagers or if they are adults, they are in school or they are living alone or elsewhere, or call them on the phone or chat with them, consistent. Have a date with your children. Take them out. Don't just take them out only on Christmas or their birthdays. Don't just buy them gifts only. Don't just buy gifts and send money or pay school fees and do. Your children need your attention. They need your affection. They need to know they are your priority. They didn't ask to be burned. If you go knock where you burn them, so don't make excuses. The minute you knock to burn, you should decide to prioritize. You should know it's no more about you. So please, let's do better, guys. If you have watched this video to this part, thank you so much. And trust me, you're not going to regret it if you try to change. If you're not doing these things already, please, it's not late to turn around. Like I said in the other video I made the other time, if you're going the wrong way and you see that your navigator shows you that you're not on the right track, what do? You turn around, right, and go the right way. So it's never too late to make things right. My late dad made things right when I was already grown, and it cemented whatever bond we had. So the memories of him I have are the sweet ones we had before he passed. You see? Somehow, magically, I don't even remember or count on the things he did that didn't sit well with me growing up as a child or as a teenager. Rather, my main focus in my brain are the memories we shared. when I have grown. So you can do the same. Don't be like my mom. Don't even be like my dad. Be like me, okay? Be there for your kids. If there is something you would want to talk about, my number is right here on the screen. You can reach me on WhatsApp so we can book a session and discuss. Are you having difficulties with your child, or is your relationship with your child shaky, or do you think there's something going on? Kindly reach out to me and we will book a session. It's just going to cost you money, but not too much. Okay, I am not greedy. All right, so if this is your first time on my channel, sweethearts, you are welcome. You are at the right place. My name is Ella Chilaka, the Ahema Bana of the Ashanti Kingdom, Ghana. Kindly hit the subscribe button and share my videos to your audience, like my videos, and keep me engaged in the comment section. Okay, I love it when you do that. I wish you the best of the new week ahead, and I'll see you in the next video. You know I love you plenty. Bye guys.